Ready to dominate your industry with strategy that actually scales? At Coleman Public Relations and Consulting Firm, we're not just PR experts, we're licensed sports agents certified in AI and elite business consultants with over 2 decades of experience leading global projects across multiple countries. Visit cprfirm.com, that's colemanprfirm.com, and millionairex.ai, then download the Millionaire X app, your AI-powered guide to getting out of debt, investing smarter, and building generational wealth. Coleman Public Relations and Consulting Firm. It's a family business. It's different.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Let's stop acting like we don't see how this game is played. If you tired of folks throwing shade with a smile and keeping you boxed in with that slick behind-the-scenes racism, it's time to upgrade your survival skills. See, Phillip Scott dropped more than just knowledge. He handed you a playbook with passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy. This ain't the in-your-face kind. This is that sneaky, office space, let me block your blessings type of racism that'll have you questioning your own reality. It's time to call it what it is and arm yourself with the facts. But baby, don't stop at just peeping the system. Break those mental chains too. That's why you need 7 steps to decolonize the mind. This is about freeing yourself up top, walking in confidence, and letting the world know your mind is not for rent, lease, or layaway. It's time to reclaim your power step by step. So don't just watch, take action. Click over to Amazon.com, type in passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy and 7 steps to decolonize the mind, and secure both books for yourself, your crew, and anybody ready for that mental liberation. La Sherika said it, now go do it. Invest in your freedom. Pick up both books today on Amazon.com. Trust me, your mind will thank you.
After 13 years of exposing lies in the media, I discovered the biggest lie of all. They want you to think racism is random, accidental, just bad people doing bad things. But what if I told you anti-black racism was engineered, programmed like software, marketed like a product, and designed to survive across generations? That's exactly what I prove in my new book, Us versus the Machine, How Anti-Black Racism Was Programmed, Marketed, and Made to Survive. This isn't another book about what racism looks like. This is the blueprint of how it was built, who profits from it, and most importantly, how to dismantle it. I spent years connecting dots that they never wanted connected, following money trails that they thought were buried, exposing the machine that runs on our oppression. Knowledge is power, but strategic knowledge is liberation. Get Us versus the Machine on Amazon today, because once you understand the system, you can beat the system.
We're here in Rio de Janeiro, and I guarantee you this will be an unforgettable experience as you get to taste the food, the culture, have experiences with the historical aspect of Brazil. That's right, one of the major parts of the African diaspora. And guess what? We want you to join us here in Brazil. The views are amazing, the food is spectacular, and the experience is unforgettable. And the only thing that's missing is you. Join us.
Hey, baby, if you're tired of watered-down news that don't speak to us, then it's time you download the African Diaspora News Channel app. You can get it right now on Google Play and the Apple App Store. Stay informed, stay empowered, and support media that speaks truth from our perspective. Now, here's Brother Phil with today's message.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us on the evening stream. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. That's also very important. Now, this is what happened with your boy Trump. Boy, your boy Trump and them up there with the federal government. They say, you know what? All this Somali scamming, we just gonna cut off federal funding to every parent in America who needs the help with child care. So we're gonna talk about that tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and what are the implications of that against American parents? It's interesting how people who came here to say that they needed help, and now they have let Trump use them basically to cut off funding, and he loves to do that. So we definitely gonna get into that conversation tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the second day of the new year, and definitely feeling good about where we going with the platform itself. So, like I told y'all yesterday, we're going through a process of pushing quality is number one, and we got a lot of good things going to be coming in 2026. So stay tuned. We're going to do our first documentary. We'll get into that this year. So, but our documentary, of course, is going to be on the app, and but we'll put like a 8-minute promo or something like that. Kind of what it'll be on here on YouTube. But so we're gonna get into our doing documentaries, because that's one section that we have not started doing. And I say, hey, 2026, we're getting into doing documentaries, right? I'm hearing all kind of stories, and I'm like, wow, that's a good story. That's a good story. So that's one iteration that we had to get into on top of, getting back with our shows. Slay Queen is coming back, Nigeria and South Africa, of course, that's featured on the app, and some other things that we're going to be producing this year. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned and rock with us and support us. Download the ADNC, African Diaspora News Channel app, in the Google Play and Apple App Store. I thank everybody that supported us all in 2025. Thank you very much. And I thank you for rocking with us in 2026. And anybody new has been on the fence about it, I don't know, support us, man. Support us. We are going different places, and we want you here with us. It is a family affair. It is a family affair. That's what it is. Brazil trip, as we talked about, October 30th through November 8th. Jump on it early. Get you put down your deposit. You can make your payments. It's early enough to do it, right? The URL for that, we made a simple one, right? AfricanDiasporaNews.org/Brazil. We'll put that definitely in the pinned comment as well. So make sure you check that out. All right. I'm gonna let y'all get in there. And yeah, I see y'all talking. So let's go ahead and get started, because I know y'all busy. It's Friday and y'all got other stuff to do. And so y'all just checking in with me. So I want to respect your time. All right. Let me get to my first screen here, and we're going to talk about this tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about this. All right, let's start here. Now, what to know about the Trump administration freezing federal child care funds? What to know about it? So think about it. You are a parent. You are living your life every single day. You need a little help with some child care, because, man, child care costs just as much as a mortgage. So you're getting some help because you really don't make a whole lot, but you need to work, right? And now you hearing from the daycare that, well, I don't know if your child gonna be able to be here unless you pay full price, because they have paused funding. And you find out why they paused funding, and it would piss you off as an American, as a taxpayer, right? So let's get the details of this, and we're gonna get into it tonight. So it said the Trump administration has said it's freezing child care funds to all states, all of them. Okay, not just Minnesota, all of them. It's saying until they provide more verification, administrative data about the programs in a move fueled by a series of fraud schemes at Minnesota daycare centers run by Somali residents. They say all 50 states will be impacted by the review, but the Republican administration is focusing most its ire on the blue state of Minnesota. The Minnesota Democratic Attorney General Keith Ellison said in a statement Wednesday that he is exploring all our legal options to ensure that critical child care services do not get abruptly slashed based on pretext and grandstanding. So let me tell y'all. So let me get back on screen here. So I made sure to do my research before I started this, so I can make sure I have an informed opinion. So when it comes to the federal government, it's on them how they distribute funding. They don't have to give the states anything if they don't want to. Now, what the Trump administration is saying is, look, we're not just giving y'all payments no more. You're going to have to start providing receipts and data to get these payments. So he's not saying I'm cutting it, you're not getting nothing. No. He's saying I'm going to redo it where you got to show receipts, you got to show the kids, you got to show all your situation to get this money. Because before, they were just giving the money out. Well, let's call it what it is. If you dealt with any type of government funding, maybe government contracting, whatever, they want to see paperwork. They want to see all illegitimate things. So that's not really abnormal for them to say that. But all before, it was a free-for-all. You know, as you know, the Somalis been getting a big bag out here, a huge bag. And they've been living pretty good off of our taxpayer dollars. So with Keith Ellison talking about, you know, what he can do legally, that'd be the last thing I'll be thinking about as an attorney general. If anything, the way to get the money back is you as an attorney general aggressively investigate all these daycare centers and autism centers and adult daycare centers, aggressively audit them, see where the money at, have your investigators filming outside these places to see if any kids are going in and all of that, right? I mean, that's what you should be doing. So basically, I don't like the tone. So Keith Ellison, you mad that Trump paused the funding, but you're not talking about the fraudulent behavior. And see, I've been noticing with the Democrats, they've been real quiet about this. They're not really saying much about it. And it lets me know when people are quiet and they're not condemning it, that means you're a part of it. You're a part of it, and you've been getting a bag with them. That's why you don't want to say nothing. That's why you don't want to really come out and condemn them, in my opinion, because if you start condemning them too much, they may start coming out and say, oh, you the one told me how to do it and give you 10% of what I get every month. You told me to give you so much money every month. I'm thinking, this is just my opinion, I'm thinking it has something to do with some of that. That these white people, these white liberals been getting they cut out of that money. So if you getting your cut, could you really condemn them? Could you really condemn them? Look at how Walls is acting about it. He's not really condemning that. He's not pissed off about that. They all tiptoeing about it. Ilhan Omar too. She's not pissed off about it. She's like, oh, you should demonize a whole community. Well, if it's a few people that's messing up y'all community, we'll say, hey, it's him, her, him, her, him, her, him, her. They the one doing it, not all us Somalis. So stop demonizing us because it's them. And matter of fact, all the videos I'm seeing, they're not even really condemning nobody. I'm talking about they all on code with this. And I talked about that last night. They all on code. They're not condemning them. They just keep saying, well, it's not right to demonize all of us. We all not doing it, but you all not condemning it either. That's what I noticed. All of you not condemning it. You may say, well, you know, some of them, you know, some people may did some things wrong, but y'all on code. Y'all were not. I noticed that. I want y'all to pay attention to that. And like I said last night, I give them props in a way for staying on code. I wish Black Americans would do that. Stay on code with each other. And I'm not saying stay on code with each other for crime, but I'm just saying in general, they staying on code. Well, let's get back to this thing here. Now, it said Minnesota faced additional hurdles to restart child care funding by needing to provide even more verification for child care centers in the state that are suspected of fraud. The administration is also calling for an audit of some Minnesota child care centers. It's after a series of fraud schemes involving the government programs in the state in recent years. It's unclear how much more robust the verification process for states will be than it was before the new measures were implemented. The Deputy Secretary of Health and Human Services, Jim O'Neill, called it a response to blatant fraud that appears to be rampant in Minnesota and across the country. In a social media post announcing the change on Tuesday, officials also requiring all states to provide additional verification to get child care funds. So they're not blocking you from getting the funds. They say, no, you just got to go and prove that's what it is. Now, so here comes some things to know about these moves. All 50 states will have to provide additional levels of verification and administrative data before they receive more funding from the Child Care and Development Fund, according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services spokesperson. However, before Minnesota can receive child care funds again, it will have to provide even more verification for child care centers at the state that are suspected of fraud, such as attendance and licensing records, past enforcement actions, and inspection reports. As in a post on Tuesday, O'Neill said all administration for children and families payments, it said nationwide will require justification and a receipt or photo evidence before money is sent. It said, but the HHS spokesperson said Wednesday that the additional verifications only apply to CCDF payments. Okay. So Walls here said Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, because he could have been your vice president, said in a social media post that the fraudsters are a serious issue that the state has spent years cracking down on, but this is part of Trump's long game. Oh, I'm going to respond to that here in a minute. He's politicizing the issue to the fund program to help Minnesotans. State Senate Majority Leader Aaron Murphy condemned the move in a statement Wednesday. Republicans are playing sick games and winning devastating prizes, and now tens of thousands of Minnesota families will pay the price if Donald Trump's agents strip away crucial funding. They say our daycare system is already stressed. This reckless decision could force a collapse that affects us all. Okay, let's get to there. Tim Walz, you are a freaking liar. You're a liar. Because if you was getting fraudsters for years, how come these people were receiving money for decades, literally? They've been receiving big money. You haven't been going after nobody. You haven't been doing anything. You have been doing a blind eye, letting them do whatever they want to do. Because let's talk about it. They're taking a lot of federal funding. So it's not really hurting you that they take federal funds. You are a liar, sir. And then now when you get caught with your pants down, now you say it's a political issue. Listen, it don't matter what political party's in office. I don't know no American citizen they want to see their tax dollars being used to fund people's lifestyle and to be sending money back to Kenya and to build high rises and all these other things they're doing over there in Kenya, right? They don't want to see that. It's so bad now the FBI is already in contact with Kenya to say, hey, we want to know all them places them people buying, because they were buying that mess with the money from over here. I mean, it's an international fraud scheme and money laundering scheme, and you're going to sit up here and say you've been doing something about it? No, you haven't been doing anything about it. And it's your fault. If anybody want to blame somebody, blame you, sir. Blame you. I mean, the first time I seen that guy, I thought he was a weirdo, but that's just my opinion. But I guess people, I mean, I'm like this. If he can be elected governor, man, I probably can be a governor of a state or something. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, because I wouldn't play with no fraudster. I wouldn't play. You better not fraud. If I had to be a governor, I'd tell everybody, put everybody on notice. Don't do that. Don't do it. If you're doing it, just stop right now. And we just call it even. Don't do it. Because if I catch you, you ain't going to like it. You're not going to like it. I promise you. I don't like no stealing. Stealing from the taxpayer, no. Oh, I'll be very, very harsh about that. Everybody going to walk on the straight and narrow, and everybody going to make money at the same time. But I don't believe in that. No, you don't have to steal. That's part of the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not steal. So I have to be harsh on that. Because you are taking money from the taxpayer, and you're taking money for people who actually have daycares who will legitimately use that money for the right thing. Because y'all have to think about it. There are daycares, and a lot of times they're probably Black American daycares, that's not getting money because the Somali's stealing all the doggone daycare and finessing. Or they finessing medical programs that other Black Americans can't even get money for because they didn't gobbled all the money up. That's how I think about it. Because it's hard for Black Americans to get certain funding. Because this country prefers immigrants over the citizen anyway. We know this. That's not a secret. And see, the Democrat Party, they have to accept this because that's been their policy. Bring in the immigrants, give them all this paper, teach them all the programs. They'll never teach Black America no program. They don't want to do it. Black Americans got to go find out the game on their own. But then when we talk about reparations, the Democrats one of the main ones to talk against it. You got your boy Bernie Sanders out here always talking about everything else, but you ask my reparations, no. He say that real quick to you. That's what the first time I heard Bernie Sanders say no, I was like, oh, forget him. I don't want to hear nothing he got to say. I wouldn't vote for him. And you just emphatically say no, which I respect him for saying no. But, oh, no, I can't support you. Ain't no way I'm going to vote for you or support anything you got going on because you take issue with me getting something or my family getting something. But you prioritize everybody else. Oh, working class and this and that and the third. but you never have a message about black folk. If you can't talk about black folk, then you can't get my vote. That's how I look at it. Let them imaginary people you're talking to vote for you. That's just my opinion, right? But there's no way you should be a governor of a state and be down with that or try to point at Trump. Listen, the fact is you're taking care of business, sir. It'll be nothing to talk about. It'll be nothing to talk about. And what makes it bad is they have a business quality leering center and they get in the bag. They didn't even have enough sense to even get a real sign. You could have went to any place and got you a sign. I'm talking about a real sign for at least $2,000, maybe $3,000. You go get a printed banner and put it up here talking about quality leering center. You didn't even use the money and get you a real, man, some of them places, I think this one guy I saw on X, white guy went to one of them places. It looked like a whole trap house. And he was talking about, you a daycare? Looking like a whole trap house? And I'm like, bro, like, they getting down like this? Anything is a freaking daycare center? And you hear no kids, no nothing. But we're the problem as American citizens because we're attacking them just because we're trying to hold them accountable for stealing, right? If you wasn't stealing, nobody wouldn't say a word about you. Nobody. Nobody's attacking you. They're holding you accountable and also holding your community accountable because what I've been seeing is that y'all all on code with each other and y'all not even condemning each other about that. Y'all not condemning it. You only condemning people that's holding your community accountable. So it makes your whole community look bad when you're on code to not point out who's doing it so you can clear the name of the whole Somali community. That looks bad. Black Americans, we're not going to let a couple of black people make us all look bad. We'll say, hey, man, that's him. Get him. We don't support him. That's her. We don't support her either. But we are not going to throw our weight behind that criminality. Because most black Americans do believe in law and order. We do. We believe in working hard, having businesses, doing things the right way. We believe in having a spirit of excellence. Our culture didn't teach us it's okay to steal. What you say? We need to leave them. I ain't leaving nothing alone. Because let me tell you something. If they were black Americans, they wouldn't leave us alone. Let's talk about that. If there was a bunch of black Americans in Houston doing it, right? Them same people we talk about will be online calling us. Oh yeah, you see how the Jareers steal and see they all be talking, all be jaw jacking. So no. We and I'm so glad we delineated because right now they'll be putting it all on black Americans. All you black people, all you do is steal. Look at the blacks. Look at the blacks. And I'm so glad. I'm so glad we delineated. My Lord, I'm glad. Aren't you glad that our name can't get sullied no more? Now people gotta hold their own crimes. Cause see, before what they used to do, and we used to see it. We used to report on it. They commit a crime and the black man and this black woman, they committing all these crimes. Then you find out they not black American, but they get a degree or they get a CEO position or something great, Oscar award, Grammy. Hey, big up to Somalia, big up to Nigeria. They never say, hey, big up to black people in America. But when they commit a crime, oh yeah, he black. And mainstream media had to get down with the delineation too. They don't call them black no more. The mainstream, see what happens? You don't have to ask white people for no permission. You got to tell, look, that's power. You tell them what you going to do. Say, no, you're not going to label everybody as black. We telling you they not black. We are descendants of slaves in this country. We are the freedmen. And you're going to keep the freedman's name clean of crimes that we didn't commit. Period. It wouldn't be right for us to put our crime on them. We're not playing with that no more. You say Somali pride? Okay. All right. Got you. All right. So they say the fraud investigations could stretch into other programs and states. They say the administration launched efforts in recent weeks to track down fraud in other programs in Minnesota and looking at fraud in other states. A White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, said in an interview with Fox and Friends on Wednesday that the administration is considering similar fraud investigations in other blue states such as California and New York. They said the administration will continue to send officers to investigate potential fraud sites in Minnesota and deport undocumented immigrants. She said, adding that the Department of Homeland Security is considering plans to denaturalize citizens. The Department of Labor is also investigating the state's unemployment insurance program. They say the administration this month threatened to withhold SNAP food and aid funding from Democratic-controlled states, including Minnesota, unless they provide information about people receiving assistance. It said, of course, Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins in December sent Minnesota a letter threatening to disqualify it from SNAP and cut funding unless it recertified the eligibility of over 100,000 households and interviewed them in person within 30 days, according to a lawsuit filed by Minnesota Attorney General who Leavitt criticized. Now, they said attention focused on Minnesota. They say the announcement came a day after U.S. Homeland Security officials conducted a fraud investigation in Minneapolis, questioning workers at unidentified businesses. Trump has criticized Walz, its administration, over the cases, capitalizing on them to target the Somali diaspora in the state, which has the largest Somali population in the U.S. Okay, so as you can see here, you know they're talking about they say alleged fraud of up to $100 million, which is a lot of money. $100 million is a lot of money. They said that, you know, they're getting harassed and their home-based daycare providers and members of the Somali community nationwide may face amid the vitriol, including Trump's comments earlier in the month, were referring to Somali immigrants as garbage and all of that. Now, of course, you know, Trump talks crazy. You know, of course, I don't refer to nobody as garbage. I wouldn't call Somali people garbage. That's not true, not whatsoever. Just the only thing that's making them look bad right now, ladies and gentlemen, is them not pointing out the fraudsters so they know who they are. They know. And I'm sorry, I'm not the kind of person that's going to get demonized for something I didn't do. You're not going to demonize me, bro. Like I had nothing to do with that. Okay, yeah, you may be part of the community, but you're not. If you're gonna steal, bro, you taking that crime, you taking that time, you gonna get from that. Don't put me in it. I don't have nothing to do with you or nothing to do with that. But if if you are an American parent right now, what are you gonna do? Child care is just as much as a mortgage. And don't have more than one kid to have in there. Oh, Lord. It is horrible. Cynthia says, word to the motherland. FBA said, this is a sticky situation. They say, here is not our fight. No, I mean, they're not asking us to come fight for them. I mean, they've been trying to signal it here and there, but they understand and they talking to the brick wall now. They know that Black Americans not coming out here. But because it's not, how can we defend you? Let's think about that. How can we defend you? That means we have to be getting down with your stealing. We can't come out there and defend you. Let me tell you why George Floyd popped off. George Floyd popped off because he was innocent at that time period, and his life was taken away from him in a horrible manner on camera. You understand? People mention, oh, well, he did drugs, he did this, man. He only first person he affected with that was himself. Don't care what he was doing. I don't care if he was drinking, using drugs. I don't care. The man did not deserve to lose his life in that manner. Don't care. If he passed a fake bill or whatever, don't judge or sentence you to capital punishment for that. None. So if it's an alleged fake bill, because he wasn't convicted in the court of law, so I have to say alleged, he shouldn't have lost his life. George Floyd should have been at minimum arrested and, you know, let him plead his case in front of the court, and then that's it. And the court gave him whatever they gave him, and George Floyd would have been back home. That had been the end of it. George Floyd should be alive today. Anytime we get involved, we see us like getting in the street, it's always for a righteous cause, like Freddie Gray. That was a righteous cause. Michael Brown, a righteous cause. Look what happened to Trayvon Martin. That was a righteous cause. We do not get in the street for unrighteous causes. Stealing, that's just stealing the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not steal. We do not get in the streets to defend theft. That's not what we do. So you can't call on us to do anything. And even the bootlick organizations, the NAACP and the Urban League and them was not out there defending them. Why? Because you cannot get behind theft. You can't get behind nobody stealing. Listen, our name is good. That's why everybody keep calling us Black Americans. Can you help us? Black Americans, can you say something? Why? Because our name is good. We kept our name good. So when we show up, this is why when we show up, the whole world watch and say, uh-oh, Black Americans out there. What is going on? The whole world watch what we do. Because they know we move in righteousness' sake. And when we're not around, that makes people look and say, wow, Black Americans not there. Like those No Kings protests. Wow, Black Americans wasn't there. That says a lot. They say, well, clearly this is not an issue because they wasn't there. And that's why you got people getting mad at Black Americans because we're not showing up anywhere. Because we're the only one in America that got the clout like that. We got international clout. We're global. When we show up, everybody that speak different languages, media is talking about Black Americans. When we was out there with George Floyd, the whole world was getting out there for George Floyd. You had even white folks in their countries talking about George Floyd. I seen the videos. George Floyd didn't even happen in Europe. And yet they was even out there talking about George Floyd. You know why? Because when you see something horrible and you see a people moving in righteousness' sake, that makes you want to be a part of it. We cannot sully our name, getting out there defending them, talking about some racism or whatever. When you stealing? No. We got to keep our name clean. Didn't the scriptures teach a good name is more precious than rubies, diamonds, any kind of thing that's tangible, that's expensive? A good name. Keeping your name clean says a lot. That's why I make sure to try to keep my name clean. You can say whatever you want to say about me, but you may not like me. You may like whatever the case might be, but I know my name is clean. I'm not out here stealing, doing things that I got no business. I can travel anywhere in the world. I move a certain way. Shoot, nobody impressed me like that. I'm on a mission everywhere I go. I'm on a mission. Because you got to keep your name clean at all times. You know, you hear about men traveling different places and doing things against their wife out of town, out of country. No, because that's number one, it's going to catch up with you. Number two, ain't no woman worth any of that to me. Not a thing. I love my wife, love my family. Why in the world would I want to mess up my name, my family? My kids would not respect me anymore. Do you know that, you know, and who talked about that? David Banner. I'll never forget that interview he made. He said he wouldn't even do business with a man that cheats on his wife. And he said the reason why. He said, because if you would cheat on your wife, the woman you lay next to, that says a lot about you. You say, what would you do to me? And that's true. I would want to do business with a man that I know is cheating on his wife or a woman cheating on her husband, because that means you're a liar. And I don't want no liar around me like that. No. No. You come around me, you got to fly right over here. I don't need you. I don't care how much I like you. I don't need you. And then if your morals is too bad, and I see your morals are too bad, you can't be around me either. Even if you're single, because not everybody married. But if you just carrying certain things, I'm seeing it, I'm like, yeah, this not gonna be. It's not for you. This is a family a type of company, and of course it's still a company, but we can't have certain things here. You know what I'm saying? Do what you want to do in your personal life. God bless you, but you can't be here. Just can't be here. Because our viewers and audience expect a certain thing, right? So we're going to do that. Even when you look at the music, right? The music side with Soraya, right? All her music, when you listen to it, is not going to be talking about any body parts. It's not going to be cussing and fussing. It's not going to be demonizing men, demonizing women. It's not going to do any of that. Why? Because we want to keep even Soraya's name good on the street, because that's part of our creation, right? So we're going to impart that. You know, when I'm writing up all the songs and I'm writing up the titles and all that, because yes, I'm the songwriter on all of that. Nobody writes that for me. And I know exactly where we're going with this. So we always want to transfer that level of integrity to everything that we do. Even if we covering things that may like, oh, what are they doing with that? Right? It's still, prime example. They had a Showmax in South Africa did a show on Slay Queens, right? And because Eno, the first girl that was on the Slay Queen in South Africa with us, she said that they were telling her what to say. They were pointing out certain drama. They were doing certain things that it didn't even feel like what she said to Neo. It didn't feel like it was so scripted. And she said, when I did that with y'all, I got to have fun. I got to tell my story. I got to do everything. And yeah, okay, but that's what it's about. You telling your story, whatever. We don't have to degrade you. We don't have to disrespect you. We not trying to come. Do your thing. You Slay Queen, do your thing. But we want to get more so your story. What is it? What is it about y'all? Why y'all do what you do? What's your backstory? You know, what happened to you? What led you to that? You know what I'm saying? You can talk about the most egregious things and still have some respect at the same time. You can go on the street to the Blade and go interview them if you want to and still humanize them and still have some respect for them because they're still human beings, right? And find out what's their story. You don't have to talk down to them. You don't have to demonize them. You don't have to do any of that. But that's when you're focusing more on integrity with people in general than you just trying to be salacious, and I just don't agree with that. And yes, does it take time to do things with honor and integrity? Yes, it do. Could you get places a lot faster without it? Yeah. But in the long run, you'll probably lose your soul. You lose your soul in the long run. There's so many things that I can do to just jump views up or whatever, but I'm like, I don't want them kind of views. I don't want that kind of crowd. I want a crowd that, like I said, when it comes to the content, I want people to say, I can watch this in a doctor's office. I can watch this in front of my kids. I don't have to turn it down because my kids are coming. We don't want that kind of content, and that's done on purpose. Okay, so Russ say he knows Somalis are a hot topic for taking money, but what about those other foreigners? They think they'll be investigated as well, especially in Houston. I'm pretty sure they will be. Because if you look at the article, you say that a lot of other ones going to be investigated. You know what I'm saying? But you know how it is. As Black Americans, how many times have we been on the hot seat for things? The Somalis are dealing with what we have been dealing with, all the time? How many times have we been demonized for things that we didn't do? I understand we did it, but we didn't do things, lying on us, exaggerating things. How many times? So I don't really, have an issue with it. Why is it that we get demonized and nobody else can? Yeah, Eric, you're right. Cardi turned her music off when her little girl came in. Yeah. Why would you produce music that your little girl can't listen to? You can talk about whatever theme you want to without talking in that manner. And I'm sorry. Part of the reason why I say I'm going to start doing this and everything is because I was sick of the filth. I was sick of the filth. Like, I just got tired of hearing the filth. I like good music. I like all kind of music. But the filth, every other thing is filth. I'm like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear about your body parts. I don't want to hear about you busting it open with a dude. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to feed my spirit that. So I'm a firm believer of, hey, instead of complaining, why don't you do something about it? And that's really what we should do as a people, Black Americans in particular. Instead of complaining about a situation, let's do something about it. Because complaining gets old anyway. And you just sound like a broken record and you just live to complain. Don't live to complain. Say, okay, I see the problem. what I can do to bring a solution or create something better where I don't have to listen to that filth and that garbage. Be honest with you, I don't really listen to any other music right now. I'm only listening, be honest with you, I'm listening to a lot of Soraya. I ain't gonna lie. I go to the gym, I'm listening to her. I think it's kind of rare now I'm listening to other music, but now I'm just listening because I don't know. I enjoy it. And so I'm listening to it. I'm listening to say, okay, man, we can recreate this. I'm thinking about song ideas when I'm in the gym and things like that. So yeah, it just, it's not filthy. And so, no, we're not going to do no filthy music. No. Our people deserve, when you had people like Luther Vandross, he didn't do filthy music. Michael Jackson, he didn't do filthy music. Whitney Houston, she didn't do filthy music. Anita Baker, you can put Mariah Carey, you can put any group out there, you know what I'm saying? They didn't really do the type you see today. And it's another big problem with the music. I know we went going on the music. We've seen all these other groups. I'll never forget that interview with Irv Gotti. May he rest in peace. And he talked about the first album with Ja Rule. And he said that, man, they put a lot into this album and all of that. And you had the other gentleman, Mr. Cohen, saying, no, that album's not good. It's not street enough. Like, wait a minute. You talking to black men who come from New York, who come from the streets of New York, and you telling black men what's not street enough? And Mr. Cohen didn't grow up in nowhere near the black community or the streets Ja Rule and them came from? You telling them it's not street enough? That's the problem. That's been the problem. Our music are being controlled by people that didn't even come from our neighborhood and our community. And that's our fault. But now at the time when Ja Rule and Irv Gotti and all of them, they had to go through those gatekeepers to get on. They had to. Today, you don't have to go through that. You can go directly to the people now. You know what I'm saying? Directly to the people. And that's how we got to move. You mentioned Smokey Robinson and all of that. We come from a good stock of people. Temptations. You can just name. That's one. Listen, that movie, The Temptations. I was still thinking about that. That the TV movie, The Temptations. That's a classic, bro. I think everybody loved that movie. Look, Leon, he played that David Ruffin, boy. He played that. I'll never get that scene. They kicked him out the group, man. Oh, when they kicked him out the group, they was in the house and he was outside. Man, shout out to Leon, man. He played that part, man. Shout out to him. Yeah, that was a good movie. Whoever did that movie, they did a good movie, man. They did a real good movie. But certain type of music has its place. But if you really want to go there, I'm gonna go there. You know who made hip hop? Who really got it nasty like that? You know who started that? It wasn't Ice Cube and them. It wasn't NWA. It wasn't none of them. You know who really got the music that started in that genre where it really got nasty? Who was it, y'all? Who the one got hip hop like that? Who was the originator of that? Y'all know who it is? Who? What's his name? Come on, y'all. What's his name? I know y'all know his name. There we go. All right. Luther Campbell. Old Luther Campbell, 2 Live Crew. He's the one that brought all that filth out. He would have them. He would be objectifying black women. You talking about objectifying black women? That was him. He had them women on the covers, all the parental advisory stuff. They couldn't even put some of the stuff out with him. He had nothing but pure filth. He the one brought that mess from his homeland, obviously. Because some of that stuff that go on in their homeland with those carnivals and all, they're like, what are y'all doing? It's like, is this a stripper parade with some things I'm seeing? Like, listen, I love the elaborate costumes, but do we got to be showing, not we, but you got to be showing all yourself like that? Some of them are literally walking around with a G-string on. Like, what are you doing? Now, if you get mad and say, oh, our culture, no, listen, ain't no culture. I don't respect filth. I love the costumes. Costumes are beautiful. But some of them that take it too far, No, I'm not going to respect that. I don't look at that as culture. And I don't think the originators of that would have went out there like that. You can't tell me they did. Because, I'm sorry, you just can't tell me that. But Luther Campbell brought this. People like to talk about Lil' Kim. No. Lil' Kim actually was tame compared to Luther Campbell. Go back and look at all that 2 Live crew. Go. This stuff is on YouTube or different platforms. Go look at what they were doing back in the 90s. It wasn't Death Row Records that put all that mess out. It wasn't even Diddy, because he was top dog in the 90s too. No, it was Luther Campbell. Yeah, I don't know why people blame Tupac. Tupac didn't put out no women out there like that in the videos. None of that wasn't normal. He didn't do that. Pac did not do that. Ice-T, I think Darlene was on the cover, of his first video, one of his albums. He was married to Darlene at the time, but that's on them. You know what I'm saying? But Ice-T didn't have a bunch of women out there like that. No, he didn't. No, it was Luther Campbell. 2 Live crew. And then this same guy want to come to us today telling us about Democrats and all this. I'm like, bruh, you need to go make atonement of objectifying black women. You were making money off of objectifying black women. That was how you made your coins, bruh. People remembered you for what you did with the women. They remember you for your songs. And then for a couple of songs you do remember, it was nasty. You get up in age and now you want to come tell somebody something, bro. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. But didn't they say he was originally? Hold on. Wasn't he originally affiliated with Sexy Red? Was it him? I could have sworn that she was. Was it her that was his artist at first? Let me find out. Hold on. Let me find out. I want to verify that. Okay. That's why I want to verify. That's why I say I want. Okay, it was more so a rumor. He had no involvement with her. Okay, that's why I say let me verify. But he put out enough, like. He predated the Sexy Reds and all that. Beyond just Sexy Red is tame compared to what he was putting out. Then he want to come around telling us about Democrats all day. Bruh, you need to go atone for your sins of what you did with black women in the music. It's okay to make party music, but you didn't have to degrade black women like that. Yeah, you say McQueen say Luke used to turn them girls out. Yeah. That's exactly what he used to do. And then you look at him today, he looked dusty today. You know why? Because you don't have a good end when you do that to people. That's still somebody's daughter or somebody's, sister or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you get catch up with you in the end. Well, they did all this, they did all that, but no, a lot of times y'all target them younger girls because they don't know no better. That's what y'all always do. You target the young ones, they don't know no better, and you, like you say, you turn them out. And in that time period, they couldn't report a whole lot of things that was happening. Now, you talking about Diddy party. What kind of parties was Luther Campbell doing in that time period? We all know what Diddy with him. That's why I'm like, nobody ever came and tried to sue him? That's interesting. Well, speaking about suing somebody, man, they said something. Will Smith getting sued right now for some sort of harassment or whatever from what I heard. So, they about to try to get Will. What would Eddie Griffin say? They do not let no black person leave Hollywood clean. He said that. There will always be an asterisk by your name. Oh, you say, the Freakniks? Yeah. That's why it was so funny. So many people were so scared of that documentary coming out. That was so funny. Oh, boy, you had these professional women scared. Because they were doing too much. Everybody know that. They were doing way too much, and they were recording it at the time period. Man, look, I even tell men this. Don't be recording nothing. Don't be taking too many pictures with women. Don't do any of that. And sure, don't be posting it online. Don't do that. Don't post no woman you fooling with like that online. Keep that stuff. If you posting it, it's on your private page. Don't be on YouTube posting a bunch of women. I guess you're going to post a woman, let it be your girlfriend or your wife. Don't get on here posting a bunch of women, bro. Don't do that. I don't think people should be knowing nothing about your personal life. Keep your personal life to your hip. You say Tyler Perry? Yeah, well, you know about that mess, you know. I don't know. I heard he got a lawsuit too. But, you know, his lawyer saying it's not, you know, saying it's not what it is. But I always tell people, well, we'll see. We'll see, because rumors are out there. It's rumors. Yeah. So when y'all hear Luther Campbell talking, throw that back at him. Like, you got some nerves to tell us about something and how you did black women. You need to be quiet and repent. Every time you see him doing that, tell him that. Just throw it right back at his account. He needs to be held accountable for what he's like. Oh, these women were grown. They did this and that and the third. You don't have to treat a woman like that, because he the one sit up there and say, no, they need to be dressing like this. Because if you're in charge, then you telling the women how to dress. You telling them that. So he was the one in charge of all that mess. So I don't want to hear nothing Luther Campbell got to say. I tell him that to his face. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say, bro. Because clearly, all that mess you were doing, look at how you living right now. You say you thank God your mom. Yeah, my mama wasn't at no freak neek or nothing like that. My mama didn't show up out there. You know, like, hey, I'm glad of that. You know, my mom was she also work and do her thing, but I ain't gotta worry about no pictures of my mama showing up, no videos of my mama showing up anywhere. That's great. Cause imagine you a kid and you see your mom like, Mama, look what you were doing on this documentary. Oh my God, I'm embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? So, Eric, I don't care about his shape. I can care less about his shape. I don't care about that. That's the last thing I care about. I'm talking about, you know, he needs to atone for what he done before he come try to talk to. And he always trying to tell people about reparations and y'all ain't gonna get reparations. Like, bro, be quiet. Just quiet. Be quiet. You need to figure. Hopefully you don't get a bunch of lawsuits. I'm surprised you ain't had a bunch of them hit you at one time anyway. Maybe that's why you're talking Democrat, because they trying to hold they are holding off them lawsuits off of you. So you got to be I guess a lackey for the Democrats. And the moment you don't do it, you're gonna get about 1,000 lawsuits. What about Kim Kardashian? What about her? What about Kim Kardashian? I don't know why she got mentioned. I mean, I don't care what Kim Kardashian do, what she did in the past either. I don't care about Kim. I really don't. I mean, nobody cares about what Kim is doing today. And that's messing with Kim's head way more than anything else. Yeah, they got a show, but nobody talk about Kim Kardashian like that no more. And people like that like attention, you know, her mama poor thing. Her mama didn't do so much plastic surgery to herself. I mean, I think now I seen a recent picture of her. She was in her 70s. I mean, whatever facelift she got, they did a good job. I'll give them that. Whatever she paid for it. But the fact is, you doing all that mess to try to capture youth. Like, I mean, we are young at one point in time, and then that time is up. We got to move on. And just I'm not saying you got to look bad. I'm not saying that at all. But, you know, you just keep chasing youth so much. Like, you know, the doctors can do whatever they want to do. You still whatever your age is. That's not going to change. I mean, I don't know if the doctors can do a surgery on your hands, because a lot of times people look at your hands and tell, you know, or maybe your neck can tell. So I don't know if they got some sort of surgery where they could pull the skin back on your hand. I don't know. Maybe they gonna come up with that if they ain't came up with it already. But a hand lift, I don't know what they'll call it. Yeah, you say, yeah, oh yeah, Kanye, yeah, but Kanye shouldn't have married that woman. They say he was obsessed with her and all of this because, you know, I don't know. he shouldn't have married that woman, had them kids with that woman. I don't know why. There's so many women that Kanye could have got with, but that's the one you want to get with, the one that been ran through. I'm sorry, it ain't no way. Boy, my family would. Boy, if I had got with a woman like Kim, my family would have told me a new one. Man, are they still popping fireworks? That's crazy. Rosa, I ain't gonna lie, I went to the Kappa Beach party in '96, and them times were wild. Thank God I was on them pics, just snapping photos. Oh, you went to the Kappa out there in Galveston? Oh boy, you was at the Kappa, huh? Hey man, I listen. All dudes want to go to the Kappa. All of them want to go to the Kappa Beach party. You ain't saying nothing that I don't know. Everybody wanted to be at the Kappa Beach party back in the time period. That was the place to be. So. Yeah. Boy, the Kappa. Galveston shut that down, boy. Galveston shut that Kappa Beach party down. They're like, oh no. It's way too many y'all Negroes coming down here to Galveston. Oh no, we about to shut this mess down. We are not putting up with that. And they shut it down too. So ain't no more Kappa now. I know you say they would have clowned you, huh, Phil? I don't know who would have clowned me. I don't know. I mean, people can clown me. That's fine. It doesn't hurt me none. I sleep very good at night. People can clown me. I can take that. I may clown them back. But anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all joining us on the stream tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button. Make sure to check out LaSherica, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on AfroWire AI. And also, hey, go check out Soraya. It's a channel, Soraya the Songstress, and everything. Check out the new song for the week every Friday, dropping music. Next week, we're going to take it back to the 90s next week. So make sure you check it out next Friday, okay? All right. Thank y'all for listening. We'll catch y'all on the next one.